everyone, Elite Trainer Kenway here, and we do not have time for a cold open today. We have too much stuff to talk about. First things first, you may notice that all of my thumbnails look different than the way they looked a few days ago. The reason for that is that I'm trying to find a more uniform look for my channel. I'm trying to come up with an official color scheme for my channel. I like black and yellow. I also like this color of blue-green on the strange ball. So it's either going to be black and yellow or blue-green and black. One of those two things. I'm leaning towards black and yellow just because I really like the way the thumbnails look right now. I'm also working on a new design and a new intro. I'm recording this on Saturday, so if that intro is done, you'll see the new intro in this video. If not, you'll see the new intro and outro in the next video. But I'm working on a design I really like. It's going to be, again, either black and yellow or blue, green, and yellow. I like the intro that I did last week, and this new intro will be just like that, but with a different color scheme. The reason that I'm moving away from that red logo that I really liked is because I kind of borrowed the center design for that logo from a user on DeviantArt, I think. And I want something that's mine. That was nice to use to give me an idea of what I want. Now that I have an idea of what I want, I can workshop it to come up with my own thing. Because I want this channel to be unique. I want it to look completely different than every other Pokemon YouTuber out there. So hopefully you'll see the new updated intro, the new outro. Hopefully you'll see the new logo today. If not, then you'll see it with the very next upload. We will settle on a new logo, a new color scheme, and a new thumbnail type by the time the next video goes out, if not this video on Monday. So let's get to the Pokemon Home Master Dex challenge. So I've had about a week since the Master Dex challenge started, since I started the Master Dex challenge. With Toby's video he did a couple of years ago, I didn't really consider doing it because I didn't think I had time. I didn't think I had the money. I talked to my wife this week, and we're fine money-wise for me to start this. What I plan on doing is I've got generations 1, 2, 7, and 8 now. Once I finish those, then I'll buy generations 3, probably generations 3 and 6, and then I'll buy generations 4 and 5. And once I get done with all the mainline series Pokemon games, then I'll go and buy the off-title games like Battle Revolution and the Pokewalker and XD Gale Darkness and Pokemon Coliseum. That's my plan on how I want to do this. I want to play 1 or 2 modern generations, and then I want to play 1 or 2 classic generations. So I just finished the Living Dex in Legends Arceus and the Living Dex in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. That's not even part of the challenge. I just wanted to do that for myself. I'm also working on getting a Living Alpha Dex, which technically, if Toby asks us to have different gender variants and different forms of each Pokemon, technically every Pokemon that exists in Legends Arceus that can have an alpha form, technically that is another form. So if you really want to do this challenge right, technically you want to have all the alpha species that you can have. So that's what I'm working on. I've got about 49 Pokemon left to catch in PLA. But I've spent the last week doing BDSP just because I want to get that done. And it would be nice to have Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, PLA, and BDSP Living Dexes in home. But my plan for this challenge is to play a modern game, and then a classic game, and then a modern game, and then a classic game. I just spent probably the last couple of weeks playing a lot of PLA and BDSP. So starting this week, I'm gonna go back and power through generations 1 and 2 on the Virtual Console and get all 250 Pokemon from the Virtual Console, with the exception of the ones that come from other games. And I think that will kind of help curve any feeling of burnout that you might get. Because if you're playing all Switch titles in a long stretch, you'll get burnt out. Similarly, if you're playing a bunch of old titles, you'll get burnt out. But I think if you're mixing it up, then it feels like you're playing a game from 1997, but you're also, and then swap to playing a game from 2022. So you don't feel like you're playing the same game over and over and over again. There's not a lot to talk about in this first episode. I'm going to do these once a month just to give myself more time in between each episode to catch Pokemon, get footage, and get things to talk about with you guys about this. Given that it's only been a week, there's not much to talk about other than I've only caught one Pokemon that's actually for this challenge in the last week since Toby's video launched, and that is Arceus at the end of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And fun fact, it took me about a dozen or so resets, but I got Arceus in a Premier Ball, and I posted it on Twitter, and it was fantastic. One of the things that Toby mentioned in a previous Master Dex challenge is he doesn't want any Pokemon caught in a Master Ball, with the exception of there was somebody that he gave permission to catch in a Master Ball. Might have been Entei, or it might have been Suicune in Generation 2 Virtual Console. So I want to take that and try to personally not catch anything in a Master Ball. I have to go back and see if my Let's Go YouTube is in a Master Ball. I hope it's not, but if it is, then I will have to play the entire Let's Go series again just to catch him in a different ball. I caught Arceus in a Premier Ball because Arceus was white, the Premier Ball is white. The Premier Ball is one of my favorite balls. My favorite Pokeballs in order are the GS Ball, the Premier Ball, the Luxury Ball, and the new Home Ball. Those are my four favorite Pokeballs. So I wanted to catch Arceus in that because it made sense to me. And it was surprisingly pretty easy. I've noticed that the modern games, it's easier to catch legendaries and high-level Pokemon outside of the Master Ball than it was in the original titles. So I think catching the legendaries in Generation 2 and 3, I think, are going to be the most difficult thing about this challenge outside of XD Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Coliseum. What else? Oh, I cleaned out my entire home PC and got everything organized. I have figured out since last week's video, I figured out how to loop video on top of video in my editor app. So right here somewhere, probably right here, you guys are going to be seeing what my home boxes look like, and you'll see what I'm starting with. I haven't done much, obviously, so you'll see up here on screen, you'll see what Pokemon I'm starting with. I don't have many, especially many from the original games and or regions. I think I've got like one or two from Unova, one or two from Sinnoh. I may not have any from Sinnoh. I've got more from Galar than anything else, obviously, because I've been playing Sword and Shield, and the only games you can get them is in Sword and Shield. But one thing I wanted to mention, I mentioned it in the last video, wanted to mention it again here, is that I want to be the original trainer for as many Pokemon as possible. The reason I mention that is because I had filled the Galar Living Dex a long time ago. Like, it's probably been a year now since I finished the Galar Living Dex. But some of the Pokemon I had traded for, some of the fossils I had traded for, the Sword exclusives I had to trade for, even though I have where is it? Even though I have Sword right there, even though I had Sword, I didn't want to play it again, so I traded for the Sword exclusive. My goal is to finish Generations 1 and 2 by the end of next month. My optimistic goal is to finish Generations 1, 2, and 8. That would be great. That might be too quick. I know that Toby said that this is a marathon, not a sprint, but he gave us 4 years. My 4 years. My personal goal is to get this done within 2 years, which is going to be pretty intense. It's going to be a lot of Pokemon playing, but I have time. I have the time to do that, and I can certainly have the console games done within 2 years. I could probably have generations 1, 2, 6, 7, and 8 done by the end of this year, and that would just leave me with 3, 4, and 5. Where it's going to be a challenge for me is going to be XD Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Coliseum, and Battle Revolution, because I have never played any of those games before. So that's going to be a challenge for me. And also coming up with the money to buy those games. But anyway, that's pretty much it. That's where I'm heading. That's my plan for the next month. I'll post episode 2 of this series next month. Hopefully by then, like I said, we'll be done with gens 1, 2, and 8. Hopefully, but we're halfway done with Gen 8 already. So we really would just have 2.5 gens to do in a month. I think that's doable. Next week we have one of 2 things coming down the pipeline. Either a new theory video, or I want to do something different. Don't know yet. Suspense. But yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you next Monday. Peace.